Good Tuesday morning. Welcome to the News Now. I'm Cyria Sandlin. Thank you for joining us. If you missed Daybreak, we will get you caught up on everything you need to know to start your day. We're live on WTOC.com, our news app, Amazon Fire, Roku, Twitter, and Facebook. Of course, right now, the story on a lot of your minds is Hurricane Michael. We're going to check in with First Alert meteorologist Cutter Martin. What is the latest with Michael, Cutter?
Now Category 2 hurricane, that is as of the 8 a.m. advisory. Actually got it in about 10 minutes before the top of the hour, and even without the data visually looking more and more organized here, you can see an almost eye-like feature emerging. And notice how this is important here. It's surrounded by very tall white thunderstorm clouds, indicating we're getting very good structure developing. It's getting more and more organized visually, and that will cause pressure to fall and winds to increase. And no surprise, we've been seeing that. Sustained winds now at 100 miles per hour. 5 a.m. update at 90 miles per hour, so a pretty good jump there. And again, this is forecast to continue moving north and then bending back to the northeast. Sustained winds 115, maybe even a little bit earlier than this, but right now forecast to reach that Category 3 status late tonight, early tomorrow morning, making landfall early Wednesday afternoon. And then as we go into late Wednesday evening into Thursday morning, this system, at least the center of circulation, will make its closest pass to the coastal empire in the low country. Now, it may go through middle Georgia, it may go through the inland coastal empire in the low country, but regardless, we have to remember impacts extend beyond where the center of circulation goes, and that is what this cone is, the forecast or the realm of possibilities for the center portion of the storm. Not impacts altogether. They're going to extend way beyond that cone, which is why we have a tropical storm watch in effect here and the semi-transparent orange. Everyone that's able to watch WTOC this morning on a TV, you're under a tropical storm watch, mainly for conditions that are expected or at least possible Wednesday evening into Thursday morning. In the deeper shading, we have a tropical storm warning, and in the pinkish red color there, we have a hurricane warning already in effect. And we could see our watch upgraded to a warning, tropical storm warning, that is, later this afternoon or early tomorrow. What we're watching this morning ahead of all of this, it is isolated showers, one near Marlow in Effingham County, Springfield area just to the south side of the town, and now going to cross 17 western Effingham, move into eastern Bullock, maybe Brooklyn to Aikens, areas that already saw a little bit of rain earlier this morning. You could get another brief heavy shower, and that's going to be the case through the rest of the morning. I think generally a bit of a lull in the activity, but hit or miss showers. We're going to be soaked though probably this afternoon and this evening. Could be a wet drive home, a wet dinner time, and rain lingers 9, 10, 11, maybe even midnight tonight as we just see a lot of moisture move in from the southwest Atlantic. That's today's weather story. Risk of severe weather is low, even though it is wet. And then as we look ahead to tomorrow, Wednesday, First Alert Weather Day, fringe impacts from Michael are possible. As we go into tomorrow morning, we may wake up to some rain and then get breaks, just scattered shower and thunderstorm activity. But then we're going to be watching the possibility of outer rain bands 4 or 5 o'clock pushing into areas south of the Altamaha River and shifting northward. There is going to be an isolated severe weather threat with that, and that threat will actually expand and increase overnight Wednesday into Thursday. So the worst conditions maybe Thursday morning across the coastal empire. In the low country, we are talking about the possibility of sustained winds 39 miles per hour or greater with higher gusts. That is why we have that tropical storm watch in effect, as well as the possibility of isolated tornadoes and brief heavy rainfall. But heavy rainfall, coastal flooding risks actually lesser on the kind of the realm of things that we're tracking, but we are going to be watching for scattered tree damage potential and scattered power outages late Wednesday into Thursday. That is why the tropical storm watch is in effect. We're going to be keeping you updated. A lot of information to come today on TV, WTOC.com, and in the WTOC weather app. Also, a lot going on in traffic this morning. We have a crash being worked in the South Carolina low country. This is on Highway 170, the Okeechobee Highway area near the Lemon Island Bridge, called the South Carolina Highway Patrol. 5 cars involved. There were 2 that were injured. They were transported to the hospital, but non-life-threatening injuries. That is certainly good news. And 1 lane, should say, is closed in either direction on Okeechobee Highway 170 near the Lemon Island Bridge. Expect delays in that area, but not a complete closure. More information on the WTOC Traffic Twitter account, and you can always get a look at road conditions in the bottom of the weather app.
All right, we are continuing our Hurricane Michael coverage. SEMA right now is operating at OPCON 4. This means they're monitoring the hurricane closely. There are no official plans for any evacuation orders or shelters to go into effect. But again, that could all change soon. SEMA's director says they could get up to OPCON 3 today, which means shelters would become part of the conversation. People in our island communities have been making their own preparations. At Savannah Bend Marina, they're moving some of the smaller boats indoors. Now, on Tybee, they are watching out for flooding along Highway 80. That could cut off the island during high tide, but the main concern with Michael is the wind, which could cause damage and power outages.
One of the things we got to worry about with a longer power outage and when it's as warm as it is people getting overheated. So we're gonna be prepping to set up some cooling off spots at our police station in here. We'll have more information if we are to activate those, but making sure that we have this space available and chairs and places for people to sit and be comfortable if they have to come someplace to cool off.
Tybee city manager also says they're not planning to evacuate, but he's aware it could be a possibility. Now to a question a lot of you have been asking about. 4 of you have already asked me this so far this morning. I'm reading those comments. We are in contact with local school districts to see if there are any closings because of Hurricane Michael. Right now, no schools are closing, but the districts are closely monitoring the storm and will make decisions over the next couple of days. That includes Savannah Chatham schools. Also, the Bullitt County school system is monitoring Hurricane Michael. The school system just posted on their website they will make a decision about operations by 5 p.m. tonight. So at 5 p.m. today, we should have at least an update or a decision from Bullitt County schools on any possible cancellations. And of course, we will pass that information along to you. Well, the Effingham Emergency Management Agency is one of many agencies continuing to closely monitor the storm. We also just got an update from them within the last 30 minutes. They tell us EMA is at operations level 3. They plan to elevate to level 2 this afternoon. They still do not expect an evacuation for Effingham County. EMA will continue to provide updates to all county and city leaders and address any resource needs. Now in Beaufort County, the sheriff's EMA says it's keeping track of all the NOAA updates. Now they also issued a reminder to only believe information released by trusted sources and to avoid misinformation spread through social media. So if you're seeing stuff right now getting passed on to Facebook that may not be true, check when it was posted, check where it came from before you share that along in case it is the wrong information. Moving now to some breaking news from overnight. This is in Long County. Fire and rescue officials say a man was taken to the hospital after his SUV was hit by a train. We have some video from the scene just after midnight on Morgan Lake Road in Long County. Long County Volunteer Fire and Rescue says that SUV was impaled on the front of the train and dragged several hundred feet before the train could stop. We're told the man was unconscious when first responders got to him. They were able to pull him to safety and take him to the hospital. No word yet on his condition. Also very important today, if you live in Georgia, today is your last day to register to vote. Early voting in Georgia actually starts October 15th. Now, if you live in South Carolina, your voter registration deadline has been extended. You have until October 17th to register. This applies to in-person and mail registration. Well, South Carolina voters can actually start casting in-person absentee ballots for the general election. If you are working on the election day, you're going to be out of town, or you are physically unable to get to the poll, you can qualify for an absentee ballot. You can get those up until 5 p.m. on November 5th. That's the day before the election. The election is on November 6th. All right, I'm seeing a lot of questions this morning for you. Good morning. Thank you so much for watching. We appreciate this. A lot of you saying, will this impact schools? We don't know yet. We are waiting to hear from each individual school district, and of course, we will pass that information along to you. But right now, I just want to make it very clear, there have been no evacuation orders set, there have been no shelters put in place, and there have been no school closings yet. That is the latest from every person and district in our viewing area. A lot of you are asking specific questions about specific communities and areas and cities. I'm going to let Cutter Martin kind of respond to you guys as he's able to. It's going to take us a while, so just be patient. We're going to get to you. And also, make sure you download the First Alert Weather app, that WTOC Radar app, because we are constantly posting those latest models and the updates. We also have a special section on our website for Hurricane Michael, so we'll post any closings as soon as we get them. We'll be back in a couple of hours with another update. Thank you for joining us. Have a good day.